Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a new Trekkie. My 5-year mission to search out Star Trek media, to seek out our fans and merchandise, to boldly go where no fan has gone before.
Greetings and salutations, how's everybody doing? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and do all some fun stuff before we get talking. Before we get today's video, I'll give another shout out to the co-creator of the show for another, episode of Trek Corner. Take it away, Mr. King.
Hi, and welcome to another installment of Trek Corner. I am co-creator Scott King, and today's Trek item that we are going to look at is an audiobook read by James Doohan, and of course, it's on cassette. This is actually supposed to be a sequel to Star Trek IV: The Voyage Home. As you know, that movie is really good. It hasn't been reviewed yet as of this episode, but look forward to it in the near future. But yeah, this is just an audiobook. It's based on a novel. Yeah, it is really interesting. I don't really see a whole lot of these floating around anymore. Let's see if I can get one out of here. Oh, that one fell right out. Okay, there we go. There's a better look at the actual cassette itself. And it appears each one runs about 90 minutes. But yes, it's read by James Doohan. And it's, what year did this come out? 1992. So yeah, that is a pretty interesting little item. And, you know, if you're a fan of cassettes or even audiobooks, sorry, correction. This might be one to pick up for your Star Trek collection, even if you just like Star Trek stuff in general. These are pretty cool to pick up. I'm sure it's probably available on CD or on Audible or something. But yeah. Now back to Steven.
So today's video is, like the title suggests, the third discussion in the Star Trek films, which is Star Trek III: The Search for Spock. After they say Spock's sacrifice and death, basically the crew of the Enterprise have to, they end up stealing the Enterprise just to go back to the Genesis planet so that they can recover Spock's body, because Spock's mind and his spirit have been transferred into Bones, and basically if they don't do it, Bones shall, he'll die. So basically they have to get his body back, and also to get his mind back on the planet of Vulcan. So the director for this film was by Spock himself, Leonard Nimoy. And if you're expecting Spock to appear quite frequently in a film, well, he does, except most of the times it's mostly just like quite a bit of a time frame of like Spock rapidly aging. And when most fans say that Star Trek films, the good ones, are usually, say, 2, 4, and all those numbers, I'm going to say that I actually find this film very entertaining. I think the effects are good. I think the acting is really good. Overall, I just feel this is an entertaining film, and honestly. So, we get the usual returning cast, for the main trio of characters. Two returning cast members who were in the Replicon include Robin Curtis as Savick, and Merritt Buttrick as David Marcus, Kirk's son. And like say the current villain for this film was Commander Krug, who was played wonderfully by Christopher Lloyd, Doc Brown himself. And one of the things that makes this film special is the fact that although the Vulcans had appeared, and previously they appeared in the Wrath of Khan at the very beginning, this time they were quite frankly fleshed out, and the fact that they would give their language was quite more well developed.
Achwe, doshi bosh, nech, ata, yazju, da.
So we have more character development for the Klingons, and that their language was more well done. So we have that. One of the there's say I like at the beginning of the when you're at the beginning of the film. I actually really like the fact that the first time we actually see when Kirk Spock could be alive, and in his old room because there's some activity going on there. I actually think the way it's done, where it has, who we as audience member think, is it Spock, and it's who we believe. Okay, it sounds like him.
Help me. You left me on Genesis. Why did you do that? Help me.
But it's Bones. That is actually a great sequence in the fact that it is, it's setting up anticipation. And yeah, I gotta say that is some great use of storytelling, in all honesty. One of the two very important plot details is that the villain in the film, one thing that he ends up happening, that although it is very important, although I kind of wish that we had more of an impact, although it is a very dramatic sequence, is the death of David Marcus. I mean, it is a very tragic sequence. Although, I believe, I could totally be wrong about this, I believe if there had been more moments where he had, besides just him being in Wrath of Khan, I believe if there had been more moments, say, although it is, the reaction that Kirk gets, the pure rage that he gets, and the fact that his son has been killed.
Klingon message of kill my son.
I wish there had been more, interactions besides, so we could say, okay, Kirk has fully developed this relationship with his son, besides, just so we can, develop it more, better. However, I understand, he was only developed in the second film, so we had to transfer him over to the third film. So that makes sense in the fact that, okay, we have this emotional pull for Kirk in the fact, okay, it was already, Kirk was already just saying, okay, I have reasons to go after the bad guy, but now I have a stronger reason to. And that although he is having this young version of Spock, he also has now led to the death of my son. So yeah, I mean, I kind of wish that there had been more moments with him. So like there had been more. It would have been more of a tragic pull instead of just like say, oh hey, he was here, second film. If it okay, oh, now he's gone. Okay. I will say that as well as the destruction of the Enterprise, it is rather like say sad in the fact that we've seen the ship for so long in the show as well as the first two films, and now it's been destroyed.
Why?
So yeah, it is like a very sad moment indeed. I gotta say one thing I thought is that the film has, compared to the Wrath of Khan, although the film does not have as much as a violent push as the last film. I'm looking at you, ear sequence and other sequences of the film. I feel like, say, Nimoy besides thought, okay, I'm going to have violence, but I'm going to have it where it propels the story forward. And I think that really works for Mr. Nimoy in a way. So yeah, I actually kind of really like the club or bar sequence where Bones is just like he's the Forrest Kelly. He basically just giving his best Spock, like impersonation, like and all that. So I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Anybody been looking for me?
I have, but what's the use? What'll it be?
Altair water.
That's not your usual poison.
To expect one to order poison on a bar is not logical.
I mean, is this film as like is it as great as The Wrath of Khan? No. But is it still a good movie? In my opinion, yes. I think it's a good film in the fact, it is trying new ideas, and the fact that, even though the villain, he's not as like a imposing bad guy compared to Khan, he still is like trying to say, okay, Spock, Kirk, I do mean business, so you've killed my man mind, causing destruction of your ship. I actually really like the final battle between Commander.
Give me your hand! I have had enough of you!
Krug and Kirk, and that they are both two dualities on the way. Like, say, like the fact that Kirk is trying, and he's just trying to do what he can to bring back his friend, and although Genesis is a failure, and that although once something has been brought back to life, in this case a planet, eventually it will die again because of Genesis being quite, say, what would be the word? destructive. So yeah, and he's like say, okay, I can use this and all that. So that's pretty cool idea, concept. So I mean, in all honesty, I actually really think that Search for Spock is actually a good film. I think it's very well. Although the story is okay, I think the direction that Leonard Nimoy gave was very well done. I think the actors from the director Leonard Nimoy did a great job. So overall, I think it's a very entertaining film. I mean, I think it's probably like say, even though this is like the third in the film franchise, I think it's honestly a pretty good film. The actors are on the top of their game, although like say the main purpose of the story is a search for Spock. I'm glad the fact that the story was like say, okay, we're gonna spend a lot of time with Spock. And the fact although he's not there, we are going to have his influence felt throughout it, in honesty. So I think that's pretty cool. But what do you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comments down below. Let me know. As always, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. See you later.